गुड इवनिंग सर।
गुड इवनिंग म्यूट कर लो अपना माइक, म्यूट कर लो माइक भाई। बिल्कुल ठीक हूँ। ओके, सो बेसिकली टुडे वी नीड टू डिस्कस द टॉपिक नेम इज IP address. Okay, first thing we need to discuss why we use IP address. So if you're having a PC, if you're having a server, if you're having a laptop, so those devices, plus if you're having routers, switches, firewalls, clear? IP phones, if you're having, so this kind of devices using addresses. Why? To communicate, to share data files, to discover devices with addresses, to identify each device with address. Okay, right now this one is method for IP. Now, how many types of IP address available? So right now we discuss IP address topic. In IP address, we are getting first IPv4, and then second we are getting IPv6. So IPv4 today we discuss complete. IPv6 we discuss after some sessions. Clear? Now IPv4 theory first we need to discuss. IPv4 means Internet Protocol version 4. One more thing, it's called a logical address. One more thing, it's called numerical address. One more thing, it's provided by INA. INA means Internet Assigned Number of Authority. One more thing, IPv4 size is a 4 byte. 4 byte means in a bit, total 32 bit. One more thing, IPv4 address type available. So how many types address we are getting? We are getting 3 types of address. First address name is private, second is public, and third is reserved. Now one more thing, IPv4 address support a communication. How many types communication we are getting? So we are getting 3 types communication. First is my broadcast, then second is my unicast, and third is multicast. Okay, this communication we are doing on layer 3, that means on network layer. Now one more thing we need to discuss. For example, IPv4 address. So 10.5.1.7. This one is address, but right now clear, IPv4 octet available. Which one is octet? So this value available in single box. This one is single box. This one is separate. This one is separate. So how many octet available now? Count. IPv4 4 octet available. One more thing, IPv4 each octet size 1 byte. 1 byte means 8 bit. So 4 octet means 32 bits. One more thing, IPv4, each octet separated by dot. One more thing, IPv4, one octet size, it's a 8-bit. So if we are putting a formula 2 power 8, so we are getting value is 256. But IPv4, one octet range 0 to 255. So in this single box, in this box, in this box, or in this box, we can fill, we can put, we can assign how many values in between 0 to 255 values. Okay, one more thing you need to remember for IPv4. IPv4 classes available. Which type of classes available? So we are getting class, and each class having the separate range. Now, class A, class B, class C, class D, and class E. Now, class a range start from 0 to till go to 127. Class B, 128 to 191. Class C, 192 to 223. Class D, 224 to 239. Class E, 240 to 255. So this range is available in my classes. Okay, now one more thing. Some classes already reserved. Which type class? So first thing, this class D reserved for multicasting. Okay. One more thing, class E. Class E reserved for research purpose. Now, how many class is remaining now? Class A, class B, and class C. So this class we can use, but always remember one more thing. From class A, 0. If your address is starting from 0, reserved for DHCP or default routing case. One more thing. Remember for 0, this range address never assign end devices. Clear? Now one more thing. 127 is also reserved for NIC card testing. NIC card means a network interface card. Network card already having this address 127.0.0.1. But if your address start from 0, if your address start from 127, so never assign. If someone says, sir, how to verify? Go to network settings. Okay, now we need to check first. So we can use any disable adapter. This one is not plugin. Now go to IPv4 properties and now verify, use the following, and we assign 0 dot and verify. 0 is not a valid entry. Please specify the value in between 1 and 223. Okay, no issue. Now if I'm trying to assign the 127, read the error. IP address starting with 127 are not valid because they are reserved for loopback addresses. Please specify some other valid values in between 1 and 223. Okay. So this address is not possible to assign any end devices. So in class A, Which one is my valid range after removing or 0 or 127? We are getting a valid range is 1 to 126. Now one more thing we need to remember for IPv4 address. One more thing we need to remember. Okay, address classes we discussed. Now we need to discuss about IPv4 address type. So we are getting address types. First address is private. Why we use private address? Some key points always remember. This type of IPv4 address available in class A, class B, and class C. One more thing. This address always use, or you can say assign, in LAN networks, LAN site, local network. Now one more thing. This address never access internet services directly. This address possible to do communication but not providing any kind of any types of service publicly access. Locally you can access, but publicly is not available. Now one more thing. Next address is, oh, okay, one more thing you need to remember for private. It's a free of cost address. Clear? Now one more thing. Second address type is public. Why we use public? First thing remember, this type IPv4 address available in class A, class B, and class C. One more thing, this type address use, or you can say assign, LAN or WAN. Clear? Both sides. One more thing, this address possible to access directly internet services. One more thing, this address need to purchase from ISPs. Clear? A different types of ISPs available. Now third type of address, it's a reserve. Why we use reserve? This address by default used to research purpose only. Clear? Now one more thing you need to remember. This address never assign end devices. Okay. Now, so we discussed three types of address. Now we need to discuss advanced part. Advanced part is which one? An IPv4 address octet information. So right now, two things always remember. Some octets already reserved by default. But network engineer possible to use after subnetting. We discuss subnetting part. Okay. After subnetting. So right now we need to create a box, but inside the box we define class, we define range, clear? And this octet, which purpose we do a reserved, which purpose we need to discuss first. We are getting network portion, we are getting host portion. What is the difference in between network or host? This address or octet used by a group. Clear? One more thing. This address or octet used for a users or devices. So always clear. Network is always we are getting a fixed octet. Host is we are getting a free octet. So how to get this octet information? Default octet information. Now we need to create a box. Inside box, we put some information. So this one is box. Now, inside box, we define class, then we define range, then we define fixed octet for network, which one is by default. Now, then we define free octet for host, for that means user purpose only. Now, this one is box. Some octet by default reserve, so no need to verify. Okay, if you read the books, so you can get it. I will share some IP address advanced PDF file so you can get the information. So how many class valid to use? Class A, class B, and class C. Right now, in class A, we are getting a valid range is 1 to 126. Class B, 128 to 191. Class C, 192 to 223. Okay. Now one more thing you need to receive information. Okay. In class A, we are getting one octet fixed for network. Okay. So how many octet remaining in IPv4 address? We are getting 4 octets. So one octet is fixed. So how many remaining now? 3 octet free for host. That means we can use 3 octet. Now one more thing. In class B, 2 octet fixed for a network. So how many remaining after fixed? 2 octet free for host portion. Now one more thing. In class C, 3 octet fixed for a network. Now how many remaining for host? 1 octet free for a host portion. That means we can use only 1 octet in class. Now one more thing. So this one is octet information we can get easily. This one is default information. Okay, now one more important information we need to discuss about. In IPv4, each class total address. Which one? Total address. How to get? So this box will help. This box will help. Now verify. We need to add one more box. It's a very simple math you need to run. This side we are getting total address. Okay. Now put the map. In class A, how many octet fix? One octet. That means we cannot use. But how many octet free? Three octet. In one octet, how many bits? 8 bits. In a 3 octet, how many bits? 24. So 2 power 24. Then we can get the total address. In class B, how many octet? 2 octet, that means 2 power 16. Then we can get total address. In class C, 1 octet, that means 2 power 8. And then we are getting total address. So we can use math. Simple. So basically in class A, we are getting the total address is 16777. I think 777,216. In class B, 65536. In class C, total address is 256. If you want to cross verify, use calculator. If you want to use this option, power option, mostly we are not getting the power option. You just need to click on standard. In a standard, we are not getting. So you need to go to scientific and say 2 power. How many? 24. So verify 16777,216. 2 power 16. 65536, 2 power 8, 256. So this one is total address of each class. Now one more. Basically, you can get this idea, but in a network, we are getting directly the IP. For example, we are getting 10.1.1.2. So with the help of this address, how to know this this address, how many octet fixed or how many octet free. So how to get the information? Because we assign only address, but how to get the device, how many octet fixed or how many octet free. So in a network, in IPv4, we are using one more person. An IPv4 subnet mask available. So if someone asking why we use subnet mask scenario and which type of information available in subnet mask, this subnet mask help to know how many bits. Okay, this subnet mask help to know how many octet, okay, fix for network, free for host. So how to get subnet mask? Okay, one more thing, always remember subnet mask types available. How many types subnet mask we are getting? We are getting 3 types of subnet mask. First is my DSM, CSM, and GSM. So DSM means it's a default subnet mask, and CSM means it's a customized subnet mask, and GSM means it's my global subnet mask. SSM also available. One more subnet mask is available. It's called SSM. We discuss in after done routing part. So this 3 types address available, but we need to discuss right now only default subnet mask. How to get the default subnet mask? Very simple method we use. How to get default subnet mask. So last time we create table, this table is available. So in this table, we need to add one more box again, and very simple method to get the subnet mask information. This side we put default subnet mask. So can you please verify in a class A, class B, class C, some octet is fixed, some octet is free. But first clear, in one octet, how to say it's a fixed and how to say it's a free. So in one octet, you can put 0 to 255 value. If I'm putting in this octet 255, so that means space available to add one more values. In this octet, space is available to add more values. No, because 255 means it's already full. 255 means it's already full. So how to say? How to say fix? We need to put the 255 value. If you want to say this octet is free, so we can put any value in between 0 to 254. So that means free. Now, if I'm putting in between 1 to 254, so that means in use. If I'm saying 0, that means it's a free. So right now, can you please verify in class A, how many octet fixed or how many octet free? It's a one octet is fixed. So that means in first octet we put 255 and remaining 3 octet is free. So that means 0, 0, 0. So this one is which class of default subnet mask we create? Class A, default. Now one more thing. Class B. In class B, 2 octet fixed. So that means we need to put 255, 255 dot. And how many free? 2 octet, 0, 0. In class C, now verify in class C, how many octet fixed? 3 octets, so 255, 255, 255 dot. And how many octet free? 1 octet. You see? So we can get, if someone getting confused, sir, device can get automatically this subnet mask information. Yes, your PC, laptop, printers, if support the IP address, so automatically know the address subnet mask, but default only. How to verify? Go to network adapter settings. And for example, this one adapter we are using. Go to IPv4 and properties and go to use the following. Okay. If we are using, for example, class A range, class A start from 1. So we assign 1.1.1.1. And if you click on subnet mask, so verify. By default, we are getting a which one subnet mask? Class A default subnet mask. Now, if I'm again assigned, for example, if I'm assigning class B 130. 130 is class B address 130.1.1. And now verify the default subnet mask of class B 255, 255.0.0. Now, one more important information. Now, if assign someone 195.1.1. So verify class C default subnet mask, we are getting automatically. So this one is method. So you can get the remember. Now, one more thing. So one more thing we need to remember. If someone get confusion to address verification, if someone asking how to identify which class of address in use. So how to identify, for example, this one 10.1.2.17. So this address is which class? How to identify? Always check in address first octet values. Which one values? First octet value. So verify in first octet we are getting 10. So in a class A 1 to 126, that means this one is my which class address we are using? Class A. If I'm saying we are getting addresses 190.1.5.10. So which class address? In class B 128 to 191. So this one is first octet, can verify. So in first octet we are getting 190. So that means this one is my class B address. Now, one more thing we need to discuss. For example, we draw a network design. This design can be a small setup. Okay. If you are using home user, if you are a home user or small organization part, so we are getting some small network design. So we are getting some PC, this side mobile phones, some IP phones, some other tab available, for example, and those devices connected with your modem, and some physically connected with my modem, some wireless connectivity. Okay, now, so whenever we are getting the ISP connection, whenever modem connected with your internet service provider, if you are getting ISP connection, so ISP say this part is my, which one part? A LAN, local area network. That means it's my private network. So why we are calling private? Because this address we are using free of cost. So mostly cases ISP will provide in my LAN side which class address? 192.168.1.0, this addresses. And then from this address, how many IP address we are getting, how many total address? So verify this address is which class? This address is my class C. So in class C, we are getting total is 256 address. But right now, verify in your home, in your offices, maximum we can get 100, for example, if we are using 50 IP. So rest of the addresses remaining how many? 150 address. This address we are not in use. We are not using this address. So what will be happen if we are not using? So first thing we are doing IP addresses wastage, clear? And security issues, which type of security issues? In your home, in your offices, if you're providing the access point concept, access point means wireless connectivity. So if anyone connect with your Wi-Fi, for example, this one is attacker, and this attacker know the password of your Wi-Fi and attach with your wireless connectivity, then this attacker will get the IP address from this remaining address. We are not fix the address limit. So address limit is very important, clear? Now third issue we can also get, for example, if this PC say I want to communicate with this PC, for example, this PC1 and this one is PC2. PC1 say I want to communicate with PC2. PC1 know the IP. PC1 know the PC2 IP, but PC2 having two types of address, IP plus MAC. PC1 say I know the IP, but I don't have any idea about the MAC address. In this case, PC1 follow the one process. It's called ARP. This protocol we discuss separately. Okay, ARP. Why we use ARP process? This ARP process we are using to resolve IP to MAC. For example, in a network we are using DNS. Why we use DNS? If you know the name of site, so we can get the IP. If you know the IP, so we can get the website name. So same thing ARP. ARP will do which one thing? If you know the IP, so ARP will help to resolve MAC. If you know the MAC, so ARP also help to resolve IP information. Clear? Now, some different types ARP we follow for IP to MAC or MAC to IP. So right now this ARP will help whenever this ARP we use. So this PC1 generates some message. This message we are sending broadcast. Broadcast means one to all. If you're having WhatsApp application, so broadcast feature is available. And if you add multiple users, so you need to send hello message. And this hello message can be received by all users. So same process in a network, if someone's sending the broadcast message, because PC1 say, I don't have any idea about the PC2 MAC information. So in this case, PC1 generate the broadcast message, and this broadcast message receive on modem. And modem say someone trying to find out the MAC information. But modem getting any information? No. Modem say I don't have any information about the your target person. So in this case, modem will verify how many total addresses available in my network. 256 address. So this broadcast forward 256. No, modem will forward this broadcast only active user sites. Which one? Active user site. So in this case, we are getting problem. Which problem? CPU utilization issue, because modem will generate separate forwarding. And then fourth issue we are getting, which one? Fourth issue is we are getting a bandwidth issue. For example, if you connected via single link with modem, so modem will get extra bandwidth to resolve this broadcast process. So always clear this task. Without subnetting, we are using this network because we are not doing any subnetting part. But if you perform subnetting, so we resolve multiple issues. IP address wastage we can resolve. security issue we can resolve, CPU utilization will be low, and bandwidth issue we can also resolve. And we can provide the limited address also. We can provide a limited address also with the help of subnetting part. Clear? In next session, we discuss the subnetting. You must need to go through this video. We meet again tomorrow, same time, 8 o'clock. Okay, bye bye. Take